Hello everyone, welcome back to A Wild Approach, and in this episode I just wanted to walk around the back garden and just give you guys a little quick update on what's going on. So the flowers that you see are pretty much all Erigeron. Pretty much all Erigeron. And so that is one interesting thing back here. This garden is really young. It doesn't have a lot going on yet, and so this Erigeron is so nice to have to kind of fill in the gaps between blooms, between seasons, and it's such a great bridge between spring and summer. It's just such a beautiful plant. It came up all on its own from last year's plants. Last year's plants came up all on their own, so completely volunteer plants that I just let self-seed. Now you'll notice that they're in a totally different area this year if you watched my video from last year. And that's because, as far as I'm aware, they're an annual or a biennial. I think it's an annual though. And so when you let it reseed, it's just going to seed around into pretty open areas, disturbed areas, things like that. And so it was no longer in the original spot that I found it in to begin with. And instead, now it's just covering this area, which is surrounding my Christmas ferns, my wild ginger, my geranium, my obedient plant. I forget what else I have over here. I think I have little brown jugs in here now too. And all of those things are kind of enveloped in the Erigeron right now. And right here's a little wasp guy. I saw a couple of these little wasp guys on the Erigeron. They're really small wasps. They're not like super tiny, but they're not as big as your typical wasp. And I just thought they were really fun to watch. They really like this plant. Now, you guys who are really good with plants, feel free to try to identify the specific Erigeron that I have, because I'm actually struggling to identify it. I have pulled up so many photos from the internet of Erigeron anus. I know it's a weird word. It's like 2 U's in it, okay? And it's short for, or it's like, it means annual, you know, the annual Erigeron. But I've also pulled up images of the other Erigerons, and see, the thing is I get 2 different kinds of Erigerons in my yard. I used to only get one kind of Erigeron in my yard, and it was always the shorter one. These are taller, so I'm 5'2", and these are not as tall as me, but they're really, really up there. So I'd say these are between 3.5 and 4 feet tall, because I'm still taller than these plants, but not by a lot. So they're pretty tall, but the other Erigerons that I get earlier in the season are shorter, much shorter. Probably half the height, if not shorter, than these. So I know that they're 2 different species, and those bloom earlier. Those other ones bloom really early in the spring. These are blooming now in June. So they give me different bloom times, which is wonderful. So it's great that I now have both of these. Both species have volunteered in my garden. But to be clear, everything you're seeing in this video is the June blooming one. And I think technically they started blooming in May. So they bloom for quite a while as well. But the other ones bloom earlier than that. And I saw this little ant guy carrying what looked like a dead worm, but I'm not 100% sure. It could just be a leaf, but I don't think they usually carry leaves. So I think it's carrying like a dead worm carcass, but anyway. And then here's the potted Prunus serratina, aka wild black cherry tree. And I keep it in this pot because it will get huge if I put it in the ground. And I do have one in the ground, as you guys have probably seen in other videos. But this is one I want to keep small, and as like a patio plant, I really struggle to find plants that do well in containers. This is a salvia. This is a, I keep forgetting the name of it, Cochineal? I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but it's a hummingbird favorite, and it gets red flowers. And it's not native here, but it's native like more south. but it's also not invasive, so the hummingbirds supposedly love it. This is my first time growing it. This is a pawpaw, and then behind it there's Virginia creeper growing up the fence. I also have an eastern red cedar to the left there, some blue mist flower, some broom sedge blue stem to the left that kind of got cut off of the video, and then another pawpaw, so I've got two. And I always see little nibbles in the pawpaw tree leaves, but I never find zebra swallowtail caterpillars yet. I've planted this for fruit, but also for the zebra swallowtails, mostly for the zebra swallowtails. If you guys have been here a while, you know I am obsessed with butterflies, so I've been waiting to see these zebra swallowtails because I know that they exist about 20 minutes away from my house. So I'm hoping that their range is far enough that they'll come here, but I don't know because I am in the city, and where I see them is usually more in rural areas. Another little ant just running along the wall here right next to the Virginia creeper, just doing his thing. But then today I took a little bit more footage because the other footage is from earlier over the past few weeks, but this is from today, and I saw not only flies on the Erigeron, but I saw a bunch of little bees. So I think that today is a great day for the Erigeron because we've got more pollinators on it today than I saw in the previous footage. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love Erigeron, and I'm curious if you do too. Let me know in the comments down below. Bye guys! I just added some new original paintings to the shop. Go to macylou.com to check out the new pieces. I also have prints available as well as different categories of products. I have a $12 and under section and a $25 and under section as well, because I believe every human being deserves to have art in their home and to feel cozy and comfortable wherever they live. I also have a contact page where you can easily get in touch with me at your convenience for art commissions and business inquiries. Just put a quick subject line such as, "Hey, I'd like an art commission," and then in the message section, put in detail about what type of commission you are wanting. Also, feel free to use the contact form as a way to ask any questions you may have about the art or the shop. Thanks for all of your support, no matter what form it takes. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylou.com. Thanks for watching!